Good morning, students. I welcome you all for this week science online class. Today I am going to present you the topic Animal Kingdom from Biology, Unit 17. Dear students, we everybody have interest to visit the zoo in Chennai, Vandalur Aringer Anna Zoological Park, then Gindi National Parks are there. When we visit these places, zoological parks, we can see different kinds of animals, birds, snakes, crocodiles, and other different varieties of animals. Sometimes we do not know that about some different animals' names and what kind of animals, we don't know that. So to know about that animals, we need to see the description boards. Mostly all the animals are protected inside the cages in the zoological parks. So on the cages they displayed the description boards. In that boards they given the name of the animal, then what's the nativity of that animal, what are the some of the unique characteristics of that animal, everything have displayed on that boards. So with the help of that boards we come to know about the animals and their characteristics. About 1.5 millions of species of animals are already described and named, but more than 7 millions of species of animals yet to be discovered. So all the animals that come across in our daily life are the members of animal kingdom. We human being also the members of animal kingdom. Okay children, let us know about the animal kingdom and its classification. Students, have you visited the library? How the books are arranged in the library? Yes, in the library books are separated into groups and have arranged according to their divisions of subject. If I want to know, take the natural science books, with the help of the catalog, I can take that particular book easily and quickly. So this arrangement of the books help us to identify the books easily from the thousands of books in the library. So like this, every organisms surrounding us exhibits differences in their morphology. Morphology means external characters, color of the skin, then structure of the body parts. So some of the external appearances, then internal structure and behaviors, then mode of living, what kind of mode of living. Some animals are aquatic animals, some animals are terrestrial animals, some animals are aerial mode of life. Aerial mode of life takes place in birds. So like that, different mode of reproduction also takes place in that animals. So every organisms exhibits variations, that is differences. So every organism exhibits differences in their external morphology, internal structure, behavior, mode of nutrition, etc. This is known as diversity in animals. This diversity among the living organisms can be studied by arranging each kind of animals in an orderly and a systematic manner. So in this picture, we can see that animals, plants, microorganisms are grouped. So how they grouped? On the basis of their similarities and dissimilarities. All the plants, green plants are grouped under the kingdom Plantae because they have green pigments. They do not move from one place to another. Then so they have the as a plants they have some different characters. Then animals have different characters from the plants. So the diversity among the living organisms can be studied by arranging each kind of animals in an orderly and systematic manner. Classification and taxonomy. These two terms help us for sorting all living things into meaningful groups. First, classification of animals. The method of arranging organisms into groups on the basis of similarities and differences is called classification. So each and every organism is divided into groups on the basis of their similarities. Similarities means resemblances, and differences, dissimilarities, is called classification. Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, he was the first person to classify animals based on their similarities and differences. He is the father of zoology. The next important term is taxonomy. Taxonomy is the branch of biology which deals the identification of animals and description of the characteristics of the animals, then naming of the animals and their classification. So taxonomy is the science of classification which makes the study of wide varieties of organisms easier. We can identify the organisms easily. Then we come to know the characteristics of each and every organisms in our surrounding. The taxonomy is derived from the Greek word taxis means arrangement. Nomia means method. So taxonomy means arranging method of the organisms. Carl Linnaeus. He is known as father of modern taxonomy. He developed a hierarchy of groups for taxonomy. He wrote a book, Systema Naturae, in which he arranged all the living organisms. His system of classification only nowadays we are using for naming the animals, to classify the animals and organisms, and comparing the all living organisms with one another. So all these characteristics known by using these two terms, that is classification and taxonomy. Carl Linnaeus generated the standard naming system in terms of genus and species. He named the animals with two names, is known as binomial nomenclature. The first name is genus, is denoted in capital. The second name is the species name, denoted in small letter. Look at this. In this table, we can see some animals' name, their common name and binomial names are here. Amoeba, cockroach, starfish, dog, tiger. If we are calling these animals with a common name. But if we call the same name in other countries, other country people, they don't know that cockroach, what is cockroach. So to avoid that confusions, binomial names, that means two names are used. So in this names, the first name is genus, is denoted in capital. The second one is the species name, denoted in small letter I told. So amoeba proteus. Cockroach, Periplaneta americana. The cockroach origin place is America. So the name given is Americana. Starfish, Astrios rubens. Astrios means star. Then dog, Canis familiaris. Familiaris, that canis means canine teeth. So all the carnivorous animals have the sharp canine teeth to eat flesh. So all the carnivorous animals coming under the genus Canis. Tiger, Panthera tigris. So about these binomial nomenclature and some other name, common name and binomial name of the animals we will see later. As we have already learned, classification is the ordering of organisms into groups on the basis of their similarities and dissimilarities. R.H. Whittaker. He is R.H. Whittaker. He proposed 5 kingdom classification. He divided the all living organisms in the surrounding into 5 kingdom: Protista, Monera, Fungi, Animalia and Plantae. The first kingdom, Protista, that protozoans. The protozoans are single cell. Protozoans are single cell organisms, but they are eukaryotes. But these Monera are unicellular organisms, but they are prokaryotes. Already you have learned about the prokaryotes and eukaryotes in the lower classes. Prokaryotes means they do not have well developed nucleus, but eukaryotes animals, they have well developed nucleus and other organelles in the cell. So next, fungi. Fungi, the best example is mushroom. The mushroom do not have green pigments. They are non-green plants. They depend other organisms for their nourishment. So these fungi are separately grouped. Then kingdom Plantae. All the green plants, flowering plants and non-flowering plants are coming under the kingdom Plantae. So all these green plants have the pigments known as chlorophyll. This chlorophyll helps the plant to prepare their own food in the process photosynthesis. The next kingdom, animals, Animalia. Kingdom Animalia. All kind of animals are grouped under the kingdom Animalia. Next, basic units of classification. We have already seen that the classification is the ordering of organisms into groups on the basis of their similarities and dissimilarities. This grouping of organisms takes place by following these basic units of classification. There are 7 basic units: species, genus, family, order, class, phylum and kingdom. Now we are going to see one by one basic units of classification. The first unit is species. Species is a basic unit of biological classification. It includes related organisms. So all the related organisms means all the insects are coming under the species, the same species animals. These organisms share common characteristics. In this example, lion and a tiger, they have some common characteristics, but any one or two specific characters they have. These animals have claws, powerful legs. They have canine teeth. But how the tiger is differentiated from the lion? Yes, the black stripes. Black stripes in the tiger is the specific character which is differentiated from the lion. So species is the organisms share common characteristics but they include related organisms. Next, genus. It ranks above the species and below the family. It consists of structurally related species. Genus name is always capitalized. Here, two different animals are here, but structurally they looked similar. Indian jackal and Indian wolf. Indian jackal named by Canis aureus, Indian wolf named by Canis palipus. Structurally, these two animals are same, but genetic characters are differs. So Canis, Canis, genus Canis. So in these two animals, the genus is Canis. They are coming under the family Canidae. Next, family. It is classified between order and genus. It contains one or more genera. Genera means genetic characters. So different genes and genetic characters are present in these animals. In this example, animals like leopard, tiger, lion or belongs to the family cat family. They share some common characters. So these animals belongs to family Felidae. The family names are ends with the suffix idae. Humans are in the family Hominidae. Next, order. It is classified between class and family. Each order is split into families. Carnivora is the order of meat-eating animals. All the meat-eating animals are named under the order Carnivora. Here in this example, monkeys, baboons and man are placed in the same order, that is primates. They have some common characters, some common features we have. When we compare with the monkeys, the man and the monkeys are related. So that's why we are saying our ancestors are monkeys. Next, class. Related or similar orders together forms a class. For example, bat, chimpanzee, rabbit, rat, whales and different animals in the different order, but they have some common characters such as presence of hair and mammary glands. The unique characteristic in a mammalia is presence of hair and mammary glands. Mammary glands secretes milk. The specialized character of the mammals is that gives birth young one to, then they feed with the milk. So in this characteristics of mammals are here. All mammals are viviparous. Oviparous and viviparous animals are there. Viviparous animals means development of the young ones takes place inside the body. So all the mammals mostly gives birth their young ones. So the full development of the young ones takes place inside the ovary and uterus. Then mammals can be carnivores, omnivores or herbivores. So different modes of nutrition takes place in mammals. Baby mammals drink their mother's milk. Next, phylum. It ranks below kingdom and above class. Classes of different animals like mammals, birds, reptiles, frogs, and fishes are in the phylum Chordata. Chordata means invertebrate. Invertebrates means vertebral column is present in these animals. These vertebrates have the backbone, but invertebrates do not have backbones. Animals like earthworms, starfish, cockroach, jellyfishes, pearl oysters, houseflies, or belongs to different phylum. For example, earthworm belongs to the phylum Annelida because their body is segmented. All the segmented body organisms are in the Annelida phylum. Then insects, all kind of insects are in the phylum Arthropoda. Arthropoda means they have joined legs. Starfishes. Starfishes are belonged in the phylum Echinodermata. Echinodermata means skin. Echino means spines. So their skin present with spines. So all these animals are divided into two phylum, Chordata and Invertebrata. The last unit is kingdom. It is the largest category in the classification. Organisms broadly divided into kingdoms based on certain characters like the structure of cell, unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms, reproduction, sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. So there are 5 kingdoms of organisms: Monera, Protista, fungi, Animalia and Plantae. I have already explained about these 5 kingdom. Summary. Classification is the ordering of organisms into groups on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities. Taxonomy is the science of classification which makes the study of wide varieties of organisms easier. 5 kingdom classification are Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae, Animalia. 7 levels of classification are species, genera, family, order, phylum, kingdom. Okay children, in the next video I will explain about the different characteristics of vertebrates and invertebrates. Thank you children.